Rabbit News Hallyu is giving you the number nobody stopped to do the math on: 190 centimeters tall, 68 kilograms, and 8% body fat, all disclosed on camera at the same time. Now here's what's strange: that combination doesn't just describe a lean person, it describes a competitive bodybuilder in the final week before stepping on stage, and Zhang Linghe said it casually, on a variety show, like he was reading off a weather report. Let that sit for a second, because 8% body fat is not a lifestyle number. It is a performance number. The American Council on Exercise classifies athletes at 6 to 13% and essential fat, the absolute biological floor, at just 2 to 5%. So 8% means Zhang Linghe is, right now, operating within the same body composition range as a professional sprinter or a men's physique competitor mid-prep. That is the detail that should have stopped every headline writer cold, and most of them simply didn't notice. The coverage focused almost entirely on the weight, 68 kilograms, framed as too thin, which is understandable, because at 190 centimeters that does compute as lean by any BMI standard. But body fat percentage is the more revealing number, because it tells you how that weight is distributed. 68 kilograms with 8% fat means roughly 62.6 kilograms of lean mass, bone, organ, muscle, and only about 5.4 kilograms of body fat. For context, some medical literature considers anything below 5% in men to carry risks to hormonal function, cardiac health, and immune response. Zhang Linghe is not far from that threshold. So before we get to the industry conversation, and there is a real industry conversation happening here, notice what he actually revealed: not just a number, but a maintenance strategy. He mentioned this in the context of adjusting for roles. For a frail character, 68 kilograms. For the general in Chasing Jade, he pushed to 76 kilograms, 8 kilograms heavier, actively training. That 8 kilogram swing, done deliberately for a camera, is not a diet story. It is a body as production asset story, and the implications of that framing run much deeper than a "he's too thin, please eat." What's worth flagging, because it tends to get buried, is the timeline he also disclosed. He reportedly reduced to approximately 10% body fat in an earlier period through 2 months of boiled vegetables and exercise alone. That method, combined with the speed, dropping an estimated 13+ kilograms in 60 days, sits well outside what sports medicine considers sustainable fat loss. Safe maximum is generally cited at 0.5 to 1% of body weight per week. For someone at his size, that ceiling is roughly 700 grams to 1 kilogram per week. The math on his reported timeline suggests he was moving faster than that. Now here is where the psychology gets interesting. Zhang Linghe didn't disclose this as a warning or a confession. He disclosed it as context, almost as credential, the way an athlete talks about their training load to explain their results. That framing is not accidental, and it is not uniquely his. Across C entertainment specifically, visible physical transformation has become a form of proof of dedication that functions almost like a work permit. The leaner or more dramatically changed a body appears between projects, the more seriously the performance tends to be received by critics and press. The body is the press tour before the press tour. What the agency calculates in that dynamic is reach. A bodystat reveal on a variety show, especially one as specific and measurable as 190 centimeters, 68 kilograms, 8% body fat, is not casual conversation. It is a data point engineered for social sharing. The numbers are concrete enough to be screenshot, specific enough to generate debate, and personal enough to feel like disclosure. Within hours it was trending. That trajectory is exactly what a content team building around a mid-project press cycle would want. The question is not whether Zhang Linghe is aware of his own discipline, clearly he is, but whether the presentation of that discipline was as spontaneous as it appeared. The fan response splits predictably into 2 camps, and both camps are, in their own way, being managed. Camp 1 says he is too thin and expresses concern, which generates emotional engagement and positions him as someone who sacrifices for his craft. Camp 2 says his discipline is extraordinary and he is a blueprint, which generates aspiration content and strengthens his brand among fitness-conscious demographics. Both responses are useful. Neither camp is wrong, exactly, and that is the design. A disclosure that only generated sympathy or only generated admiration would be less valuable. The ambiguity is the mechanism. The wider industry angle here is that this is happening at a specific cultural moment in entertainment where the conversation about weight standards and actor health is becoming louder, but has not yet produced structural change. Several prominent Chinese actors and idols have spoken publicly about extreme weight management in the last 2 years. The discussion tends to follow a pattern: disclosure, sympathy wave, brief media cycle on industry standards, then quiet until the next disclosure. Zhang Linghe's reveal follows that pattern almost perfectly, which doesn't mean it was cynically calculated. It may simply mean that the pattern is now so established that individual artists navigate it intuitively. What he is not saying is also worth attending to. He advocates publicly for scientific weight loss and against extreme methods, which is a responsible message. But the 8% body fat figure exists in some tension with that message, because maintaining 8% is itself extreme by most physiological definitions. It requires continuous, highly controlled restriction. The contradiction is not a lie. It is a complexity. And complexities, in celebrity culture, tend to get smoothed over by whichever narrative is most emotionally satisfying at the moment. Here is the twist that often gets missed entirely. Zhang Linghe first entered public awareness having weighed approximately 100 kilograms during his university years. The transformation arc, from 100 kilograms to a physique with 8% body fat, is actually a significant part of his personal narrative and has been for some time. That backstory does crucial cultural work. It makes the current extreme number feel earned rather than imposed, voluntary rather than required. It turns an industry pressure into a personal triumph. And that reframing is, arguably, the most sophisticated thing happening in this entire story. The industry did not make him this way. He chose it. Except, and this is the part the narrative slides past, the industry created the conditions in which this particular choice became the one most likely to be rewarded. Where this lands for the broader entertainment ecosystem is uncomfortable but important. When a performer with Zhang Linghe reached discloses that 8% body fat is his working weight, and frames it as normalcy, that number becomes a reference point for younger performers and, more concerningly, for the audience that watches them. Not because he intended harm, but because visibility at scale carries weight that individual intent cannot fully control. The discussion his reveal sparked about distorted aesthetics in the industry is legitimate. It is also, perhaps, exactly the kind of conversation that keeps the topic circulating without requiring the industry to change the underlying incentive structure. The most honest read of this moment is that Zhang Linghe is talented, disciplined, and operating inside a system that rewards a version of discipline that medicine would qualify as extreme. He is not a villain. He is also not simply a victim. He is a skilled professional who has learned, with considerable sophistication, how to work the machinery of modern celebrity, including the machinery that turns the cost of that work into content. Rabbit News Hallyu will keep watching how this conversation develops, because the numbers disclosed in that variety show appearance are not the end of a story. They are the beginning of one that the industry has been quietly telling for years. If you found a different angle in this than you expected, that's the point. Subscribe, and don't let the algorithm be the only thing bringing you back here.